That is the power of the shorts.
Right. Where is the studio mode? So I've clicked it a couple times, and I think that yeah, we're already in the.
We're live.
Hi,
We're live.
everybody.
Hi there, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. It's Mike Jedi Bard here with another episode of that D&D Podcast. Today we are playing Scum and Villainy. As you can tell in the lower left-hand corner of your screen, it says Dungeons & Dragons. Don't be afraid. There may be dungeons, but there's only dragons here are space dragons, and we're going to confront them bladely and the darkly. We're playing Scum and Villainy, which is a Forged in the Dark game built by... my names are escaping me, but this is going to be awesome. Be sure to look these people up. They're awesome.
I can try and pronounce them and horribly mangle them. Strauss Asimovic.
Yeah.
And John Boof Little.
Yeah, Strauss's last name really looks. I want to pronounce it Asimov, but it's
Asimovic. I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's really close.
I would go with that if it was my last name. I'd be like, oh, call me Asimov. That's fine. That's cool.
That's not exactly a which is like it's not a slight, right?
Yeah.
So, no. It's a perfect name. Perfect name for this deal.
So odds are you're gonna recognize most of the crew here because this is our Thursday night crew, minus the Adam because Adam is we periodically have to plug Adam in to recharge him and send him back to the secret universe in which he came in order to get that special Adamness recharge.
The parent is a huge power drain.
Yeah, it's tough to project Adam from where he is into our dimension.
He's got to go back to his home dimension just to get the beard service.
The Cow City verse is important and just provides so much.
Rendering facial hair of that quality is just barely within our technological bounds.
That's all of our budget for the season.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. So Adam, I hope you're watching because we missed you. And we'll see you next week. I don't know why I'm waving. It's not like we're going anywhere. So we're playing Scum and Villainy. I just started reading this book 5 hours ago. It's based on Blades in the Dark, which I've had the great fortune to play with Zach and Andrew on a number of occasions. I think we're all super familiar with the game. But let's jump right in and see what happens, shall we?
Yes.
Oh, do we need to introduce the game in any way, shape, or form?
Maybe. For those who are watching us, for a while we were sort of a Blades Twitch cast, so if you came this far without being familiar with Blades, welcome. This is a game, Blades in the Dark. The initial one is a game by John Harper and some friends that deals with lower socioeconomic people struggling to make the Blades work.
And prime time kids.
Listen, I thought it was just a Ghostbusters thing. That's how I was playing it.
Well, that is sort of the way that you folks played it on that wonderful.
Sorry, classy Ghostbusters.
Super classy. The original Blades is a love letter to the old Thief games. Dishonored. Forget that name. Crime fiction of various types.
Thieves World, stuff like that.
Yes, exactly. It's about people stuck in a terrible city that have to do terrible things to survive and maybe get really good at it. This is John and some other folks, I believe, put together an SRD from which other people can create their own games using that same very, very strong and well put together internal system called Forged in the Dark. We've interviewed a couple of people on the podcast. Fraser Simons is making a game called Hack the Planet. DC was on just a few weeks ago making a game called Mutants in the Dark. All sorts of fun stuff's being done with this. This game is in that same vein. It's Forged in the Dark, but it is wily space adventurers, so it's more in the vein of Star Wars Rebels or Firefly or Farscape, where the party is a group of people who have run up against the galactic hegemony.
Not legally distinct from the Empire.
They're not an empire. They're very, very strictly the hegemony, and are attempting to make their way in the world from a lower socioeconomic class and get pretty good at it. So That's the game.
Our touchstones are Guardians of the Galaxy and Serenity and Star Wars for movies, Cowboy Bebop, Firefly, Killjoys, Lost Universe, Blake 7, and Outlaw Star for TV, and the theme song is Ain't No Rest for the Wicked. But I would humbly suggest Knights of Sidonia by Muse.
Oh, that's a good one.
But that's how I roll.
But Knights of Sidonia, we're not each going to get our own kick-ass mechs, so we may have to tone that down just a little bit.
You might be able to deflect a laser blast with the CD. We'll see. All right, so this game starts like all these other games start with the creation of characters. Maybe a setting, a plot, but like, nah. Is there anything?
They want us to choose our ship first before we go in.
Yes, they do.
Do they really? Where do we start planning page on?
So if you're looking at the handout, character creation goes because there's just I believe it's just called the other aids, character sheets and other aids, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And starting with character creation, the 0 step is choose a ship and a crew. Well, we're the crew,
right?
So we've already done that part. Ships, there are 3 ships. I want to say there's the Star Dancer, which is like smugglers.
Yep.
There's the Cerberus, which is mercenaries, and then there's the Flamehawk? Fire Drake, which is plucky rebel scum.
Yeah, Cerberus is bounty hunters and extraction specialists, and Fire Drake is rebels and hegemonic criminals. So that's the political upstarts ship, I believe. Yeah.
So it comes down to what we would like to be.
And they, starting on page 127, they have this list of opportunities for each of the ships. I'm not super sure how that works. I think those might just be samples of, but like it's 1 to 6. It very much seems like I should roll a die and pick one for you.
Well, yeah, so those are Star Dancer lucrative opportunities. So bearing in mind that this is a game where, and in Blades as well, where we're driving a lot of the action, where we sort of decide the next thing that we try to do, right? That is just a way to, like, if we've come up against something or we need to get started quickly or something like that, you roll 3d6, and what does it tell you? We're Star Dancers. What does a Star Dancer do? Well, we roll a 3, a 4, and a 5. We go to a cult that wants us to move their chosen one past a Church Legion checkpoint, or smuggle a creature past a planet-side mystic. We have to smuggle them out past the planet-side mystic, and then, we put pieces together until we have, like, a compelling job to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neat.
Okay. So what are you guys feeling on this for ship?
Yes.
I mean...
Okay, so to me, Star Dancer feels like Han Solo's ship. It feels like the Millennium Falcon, like at the in New Hope, right? That's episode 4, Millennium Falcon, right? The Fire Drake is episode 5, episode 5 Millennium Falcon, and the Cerberus is the extraction specialist, is the episode 6 Millennium Falcon.
I was gonna say Cerberus makes me feel like Slave 1, but yeah.
Okay, I think that's also a very important touchstone. I just thought that was funny that it goes on.
I feel like I should be surprised that you view everything through the prism of Star Wars, but then I really shouldn't be. I know. It's one of those.
Really?
Yeah.
Firefly is available on Hulu, FYI. I found that out, and I lost an hour and a half to the first episode because
nice.
It has been 15 years since that show debuted.
Oh, well, now I'm on the crap end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels bad, right? Feels bad.
Yeah.
It's gonna crumble into dust right over here.
I mean, do we want to be running away from people? Do we want to be running to people? Do we want people running away from us? I guess is the real question. These are.
I mean, do we want to go with rebels or do we want to go with the smuggler route? Because I don't know. I like the bounty hunter gig, but I don't want to like push on it too hard if other people are killing other shit. So
I'll play whatever. Like I'm good one way or the other.
We'll see what 4-dimensional punchsmith Zach comes up with halfway through whichever ship we come up with.
if Matt's looking at a Mandalorian, I feel like Matt's gonna be taking that slot, so we're playing something else.
I don't know, because I was doing I'm doing
It's
kind of
fine.
muscle and kaiju. I was looking at pilot actually.
I think it would be hilarious if we just show up with 3 muscle.
3 muscle bounty hunters, let's go. Just roll up.
We're just gonna smash everything. Talk to no one.
All right, Blake in chat asks if they can be Mercs / explorers who work for whatever pays. So, yeah, I guess you can be, yeah, that's fine.
Sure.
That seems reasonable.
Let me pull it up here. So I'll be perfectly honest. My way of looking at each of the ships was what skills can I make better with them, right?
Okay.
And so the smugglers get helm, rig, and scramble. So they are good at flying things, fixing things, and running around. All right.
Mm-hmm.
The Cerberus can raise, where is it? Command, scrap, and skulk. So they're good at sneaking around, intimidating people, and fighting. Which are definitely not 3 things I do in every game I play. So, the rebels get hearts and minds, which is again intimidation, but consort, which is making friends with people, and sway, which is convincing people to do things without hurting them.
Looks like they get command consort sway according to the thing.
Oh, sorry, yeah, that's what I meant to say. Command, consort, and sway.
He described them, but you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I could play either of those. I got sort of 3 ideas I was looking at, based on whatever. I was probably looking at the muscle, the mystic, or the scoundrel, because all 3 of those sound like fun. But I can play with whatever. I can be plucky rebel scum. I can be a
pilot, muscle, stitch. Those are all seeming like my jams.
All right.
We can go whatever.
All right, at this point, I'm going to transition us to the map screen. Hold on to your butts. All right, we've safely transitioned. Your butts can now be released.
Unclench.
Thank God.
Okay.
Disengage.
All right. Yeah, my kids now say that every time I take a sharp corner because that's the thing I say. Yeah. Now you know a little bit more about me. All right, so we have decided on 0, choose a ship and a crew.
So one of the other things that's interesting is in this game, there's a thing called Gambits, and they're essentially force points. It's interesting.
Well, but you
basically,
get them for winning hard.
You get them you start each mission with a certain number of them based on what kind of crew you are, right?
Yeah.
So smugglers and rebels get 2. Mercenaries only start with 1, and basically it's an extra way to push yourself. But it's spread over the whole crew, so all of us would have a total pool of 2 to use at some point during the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the some of the playbooks have special ways of using them that aren't that way, and that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, if nothing else happens, if we're just like going right in, I'm probably going to play like a 6'5" lizard man with a metal arm.
Yep, that's pretty on brand.
And his name will be Rookie.
I'm thinking. I tweeted Snooky.
Oh, okay.
I tweeted Snooky, but I think I might also go with Sarnak.
Nice, nice. I can go get my lemon shandy upstairs, and we can just name characters after the beer we're drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, I think has to be Coke.
Oh no, Dr. Pepper, come on.
Dr. Pepper. Yeah.
Which means I gotta be a Stitch because I gotta be Doc.
Doc Pepper. There you go. Oh man.
Oh, God damn it! Here we go.
We're doing it again. This is crystals all over again.
Oh.
This is crystal magic all over again. We're going at it. We're doing it. Do you have anything to add, Jonathan?
I'm drinking water, so apparently, well, I guess Pilot or Mystic. I was thinking it has to be like Mystic, but Pilot maybe.
Yo, Mike,
right.
you want to throw us some sheets so we can get started?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Mystic looks really fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Mystic looks pretty cool. Bear in mind that gonna pick a move to start with.
Mhm.
Because everything we all get a starting move, and that's sort of just the thing we start with. You cannot take another playbook starting move with the veteran skill. So if we come back to this, you only ever get the one starting move.
Oh,
So if you really wanted that thing off a, Scoundrel or Stitch or whatever, you have to take it now. Which I thought was pretty interesting. I like that they can stay differentiated. Because I know that when I played in Andrew's Blaze game, played a character that started as a cutter and wound up like 75% lurk by weight just because that's where I kept going for stuff. Name, Snooky, with 2 E's. Oh, no. Name, Saranac, alias Snooky. I'm going to make you say it over and over and over again.
Snooky. It's not painful to me if I say it enough to you.
You're gonna make me suffer instead?
Yes, ideally.
All right. Heritage.
All right, so we have. Did we pick ship? Are we going with a mercenary ship?
Christ.
No, we haven't picked a ship. Okay.
No, we're not.
So, well, let's talk about the characters that we're going to pick, right? Because we have Sarnak. Mr. Sarnak, what are you? Or Miss Sarnak?
I'm going to be a.
Sophie Sarnak.
I'm going to be.
Oh, can you be like a werewolf vampire? Sophie Sarnak. The muscle.
Yes, I can be a werewolf vampire.
Yeah, that's like in like Louisiana.
Mm.
It's not going to be a Rougarou. Come on.
I think I could do Aaron's accent, but I don't think I can do an actual Louis
But Cajun.
From Blake in chat, missions to stop the the not empire from building a giant wall in space to stop alien immigration.
God.
It's a two-dimensional wall too, right? So it's very 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 thin in the third dimension.
It's a force field. They're building a force field.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the Dyson ring wall. You know,
Oh.
what happened? Well, they went around it.
Okay.
Who could have foreseen that?
Yeah.
All right, little too close to the homes. So we got who else do we got? We got Dr. Pepper. Matt, are you guys really gonna play Dr. Pepper the Stitch?
It's Doc Pepper. Thank you.
Doc Pepper.
Alias the Butcher of Vilgor 6.
AKA the Butcher of Bilgor 6.
Vilgor 6. VELGOR and then Roman numeral 6.
The Roman numeral 6. Gotcha. All right, Jonathan, what you got?
I'm seriously just sticking with the name they put in there because I actually think it sounds somewhat appropriate. Boz Craighley.
Wait, what?
Bose. I like Bose.
Where are you seeing this?
Like the character name. Like the default one was on there.
Oh, Bose Craigle?
Yeah.
Awesome.
That seems spacey to me.
That does seem spacey. And you're the Mystic.
Yep.
Okay. So does a Muscle, a Stitch, and a Mystic tell us a story about a particular ship?
I feel like it does. I think specifically the Mystic being here. Also bearing in mind that my character is going to be Xeno. So I'm going to be like one of the people in the Empire or the hegemony that is not really wanted here. We're not humans. We're not from here. They don't want us here.
So, I mean, are you all bounty hunters and Suki Sarnak, the muscle, who's not from here, is just a better bounty hunter and is taking local bounty hunter jobs.
Jesus Christ.
Man, I have been told that I have anger issues, so I'm apparently I need to tone it back a little bit. My bad. All
Yeah,
right.
I'm sure I have been taking local jobs.
Like.
All right. So what else we got? Like a bow's war cry. Nice. All right. So we can be. Are you smugglers? Are you political dissidents? Or are you bounty hunters?
I could see us doing like kind of a rogue trader sort of thing.
Oh yeah, if we're smugglers with a mystic and a doctor on board, that paints a picture, right?
Yeah.
That paints a picture. That paints a picture of
You're smuggling
what are we smuggling? We're smuggling.
religious
Hey,
artifacts
Bobby,
inside the
hey.
bodies of willing victims.
Yes,
Oh, jeez.
we're smuggling midichlorians. Is what we're smuggling.
Hope,
Not just heroin.
hopium. Yes, it is also just heroin.
Well, we call it midichlorians though.
Right.
It makes you feel like you have the power of the force.
You know, the magic or whatever it is.
In false organelles.
Mm-hmm.
Synthetic organs.
Yeah.
God. Oh god, they put Vera on the muscles gear list.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, of course they did.
That makes me so happy. And
It's
also
just
sad.
it's so perfect.
Alright, so let's see. What's the next handout say? Handout says choose a ship.
It's like, oh,
Alright, let's vote. Any votes for the start answer?
Which is
that's the smuggler.
The illicit merchant, smuggler, and blockade runners.
Yeah, I kind of like smugglers. I don't know. It seems to make sense to
I'm
me.
kind of
Alright.
done for that at this point.
Gotcha.
That
We'll go with the
sounds
start
like
answer. The start answer can be renamed to anything we like. Or something we don't like.
some name we hate.
It was on the registry. We couldn't get it changed. I'm sorry.
God, what was the first name of our ship in Star Wars? It wasn't the Rust Bucket, was it?
It was
The
the
Chuck
Moldy
Wagon?
Crow.
The Moldy Crow
No, you
was
did.
literally from
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah, well, it became the Grim Disappointment.
Yep.
Yes. So good.
The lemon pie. Is that what this is?
What?
I don't know. It just came to mind.
That sounds like something I should not check on Urban Dictionary.
Do not
agree.
Do we share a ship sheet when everybody but me go into the ship mode on your sheets? Do you see what I have put in on the designation?
One
Where,
second.
where's the button?
It's way up at the top on like the right.
Character mode, yes.
Ship mode. Yeah.
Ship designation. What did you add on there? Anything?
I just typed in the Grim Disappointment.
Nope.
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 Okay, so it's not shared across. All right,
No problem. I will add another character called the Grim Disappointment.
excellent. That seems like a great idea.
That's how we do it in Star Trek, so that makes sense.
Faction mode.
That's the Star Trek name.
I'm going to have the crystals this time, aren't I?
Matt, did we play Star Trek with you?
I'm down.
No, Kyle does it on alternating Tuesdays.
We played it with Kyle, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Kyle ran for us, for Jonathan, Andrew, and
And now he's running for Matt and people.
yeah. Now he's running on opposite.
Yeah, it's semi-ranked. If you have a spare day,
That's
spare day,
wonderful.
It's fun. I love it.
Does the Doctor have crystal magics?
Oh,
Let me see what Dr. Pepper can have.
I'm only asking for continuity reasons. No, not your Doctor. Like the Doctor in the Star Trek game.
Oh no, Dr. Salon is a fine Vulcan scientist.
Oh, okay.
Aww.
oh.
It's a different. It's not the SS Kerouac.
No, we are the SS Clementine or Clement. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Clementine's funnier.
Clementine is way better, actually. Yeah.
If it were
I feel
actually
like-
Clement, I would have to call it Clementine all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
I
Is
feel
your
like-
captain named
like-
Lee?
No, he is Williams. And he is so tired of our shit because we're a bunch of nerds. Because it's science officer, doctor, And then we have our helmsman, who basically is a very good helmsman and can do nothing else.
No.
He's pretty good at being a minion. And then we just got our Andorian security officer. He's pretty alright. Still a bit bloodthirsty.
Andorian security officer? Bloodthirsty?
Hack rig.
Yeah.
Alright. So, you've chosen a ship. And you all choosing playbooks.
Yeah.
No.
What's the ship do? Isn't that
So,
very
like, there's a
specific?
minor detail where there's, like, we have stuff to do for ship creation. It's not just pick your ship and start flying it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Nothing ever comes off the line.
Can't just be using a stock ship.
Detail the ship during crew creation. So is that during when we choose our
Crew creation. Choose a ship.
How do I make
Customize your ship.
yeah? What's our customization? For the
So
ship?
after we so choose your reputation, what reputations has this crew garnered with the different factions of the ship? Choose one or create your own.
I
Ambitious.
really like daring.
Brutal, daring,
Yeah.
honorable,
Good for you.
professional, savvy, strange, and subtle.
I feel like daring is the easiest one to live up to.
Yeah.
Like,
Because the fine line
So-
between daring and stupid.
yeah, but like subtle, we're gonna flub that. Done.
Yep.
Bloodthirsty, I don't really want to be known as that, but anyway, we couldn't. We're not going to be professional because look around.
No.
So I feel like daring is the best option because that's what people will think about us because we're crazy.
We know what we're going to do next. Yeah, then we get our 2 cred in the hold. And we get 2 additional ship systems to approve.
Okay, so
We
that's
name the playbook above. Star Dancer. A short crew description.
Scum and Villainy doesn't work. Crew description.
Times.
A bunch of 2-time losers on the run from
I was gonna
literally
say-
everything.
3 times, but third one doesn't count.
Yeah,
Huh, I thought it
we're
said
running
that.
from the third loss right now. Is the way it works.
Third strike losers.
We can stay one step ahead.
We just get out of this.
Okay, so special ability. It's probably here someplace.
Oh, I was just looking at that for.
It's ship sources. So please select the systems that reflect its focus.
Oh, you have
You
to.
choose 2 additional ship systems to improve. Your choices are between engine, hull, comms, and weapons. Or you may instead choose to improve crew quality. It will cost you 2 cred, and you will owe the folks that helped you improve it.
All right, so we're looking at the Star Dancer. Yes,
Yes.
I think we go with engine, right?
Yeah.
1 to engine and 1 to comms, I feel like, because I want that fake transponder. But I could be crazy.
Oh God, look at the special abilities on Star Dancer. You go down to home cooking.
I saw
Yeah,
that. That's
I saw that.
awesome. I want it.
It's the Firefly move, and it's so
Yeah,
beautiful.
it really is. Yeah.
That's lovely. Okay. I think I may have messed up the ship creation, so I got to figure out how this works.
So what are you looking at?
So ship qualities. Where do I record those here on the sheet?
Ta-da. Auxiliary upkeep. What ship qualities being?
Crew, engine, hull, etc.
Oh, those are the systems.
Yeah, trying to figure out what the 2 numbers are. Are those like present with out of possible?
Yes.
Present out of possible?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
different. They're different for each ship.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ooh, thunder and lightning.
Yeah, we had a pretty good storm brewing up.
Hull.
Yeah. Usually just an hour or 2 behind you.
when it says 1 of 4, do we...
I think that means that we could have 4 total, like maximum perfect thingy.
Yeah.
Right now we have 1.
It's like in Blades, as you sort of walk across your crew map, right?
Okay.
This is how that works for us, essentially. Systems will get better as we upgrade our ship, as we pull in money to do things.
Gotcha. Do you know what the red column is, or the red row versus the blue row?
Red row is probably limiter, so we don't go above it by mistake.
I'm not sure.
Here.
That's a good question, yeah.
Maybe there's that like do damage to your systems and can knock them out if they hit the number.
Or are those XP marks?
Is it like a trauma or something like that?
It might be XP marks.
Oh.
Because it is blades.
It's true.
Oh man. We're gonna have to read
This sheet's pretty phenomenal. I just have no idea how to use it.
Yeah.
No, it's solid. It's just like
Installed, not available. Fake transponder, quantum encryptor. And then weapons installed, none. Okay. So starting upgrades, you have an auxiliary galley, which Zach already clicked, and training and insight, which I'm still trying to figure out how that works.
Training and insight is for us. It is.
Yeah.
so when we train during downtime,
auxiliary galley.
train up
I
insight,
see.
that gives us an extra XP in that
Yeah,
training.
we're good at training that, basically.
We are. Which I will totally be training my Dr. Hack rig or study skills. That's the thing I'll be doing.
Yeah, of course you will.
I definitely need to know when to punch the person.
Oh,
So, true story. I just put in all of my special gear off my sheet, and then realized I was looking at the mechanics.
Nice.
So yeah, that was great. I'm real happy that went down the way it did. I was like, man, I should learn how to fix things because look at all the shit they gave me. And like, they're really leaning into that whole Chewie being a muscle thing. And no, they weren't at all.
just kidding.
All right,
So
so
I really want you to just play mechanic and like pretend you're the muscle.
which are the you decided to upgrade engines and what else?
Communications, I believe, was the call.
Yeah, I was thinking comms.
Okay.
That sweet fake transponder.
All right.
One of my special gear is a fine flamethrower.
What?
Get ready, yo! It's coming.
It's a fine flamethrower, not just a normal
Yeah.
flamethrower. No.
Not one of those like run-of-the-mill pedestrian flamethrowers. This is like.
Yeah.
Also, one of my weapons is named Zarathustra,
Oh wow.
and it's a detonator launcher.
Christ.
I chose well.
Yeah, you chose
I
white.
am happy with my choice.
I don't know. I appreciate that one of my items is just flat out fine bedside manner.
Mm-hmm.
Solid.
Zach,
I have fine martial arts.
Zach, is this like Blades where it comes with like a whole bunch of built-in factions?
I believe
There is a
so.
faction sheet
Yes.
further down.
So there's faction status. So you have status with factions. Let me check real quick.
Yeah, Guild of Engineers, Church of the Soul. It's on the sheet in Play Aids.
Aha. There you go. Good job.
There's some good names on here.
Oh yeah, the Ashen Knives, the Echo Wave Riders,
The Concordia Knights.
the Mendicants,
The Mendicants.
Oh, yes.
the Turner Society, which is just Ted. It's just Ted's head.
Yeah, they
Floating through
syndicate.
space.
We're GoldenEye now.
Oh, that's awesome.
The agony. Oh my. Wow. This is just. Okay.
I need to know what Mystic Ammunition is suddenly. What is that?
Pretty sure it's something that you shoot space ghosts.
I would really hope so. That would be awesome. Are there space ghosts? Did they go
Coast to coast, man.
The 51st Legion, you magnificent bastards. Okay.
Okay. Space ghosts.
Interesting. Okay, so
And we know we got Brack.
enemy acolytes.
After you decide. Oh. Okay, that's why you're asking about factions.
So let's see.
You set us up.
Concordat Knights is on the hegemony is a tier 1 enemy.
Of course they are. I mean, in Concordat, your knights are going to be pretty sad. Really. What with all the ultra capitalism, they can't afford armor or anything. It's just like
only like the high ups can.
They already sold their spirits. They've leased their future spirit labor for the weapons.
Scientology.
Okay, so I'm gonna here's your first twist. I'm gonna do this real quick. So the as part of ship creation, I get to tell you with who you're in hock with.
Nice.
Right. So I'm gonna alter one of these factions here, and you're in hock with the acolytes of Tatsuki.
Nice.
And they are a culinary academy devoted to perfection at any cost.
Oh my god. Did we dump the spice on the way back?
Oh, yeah.
Are they led by Yaba the Zut?
God damn it! Why? Why would you do this to me?
I don't know what I expected.
Huts are always my villains, guys. I hope one day to eat the Huts. Eat the rich. Wow,
I mean, with all that fat, I mean, they might cook up well, actually.
Yeah, I mean, good. I ground my own hamburgers yesterday for
I saw those. Those look
for
great.
Freedom Day, I guess.
Freedom Day.
So, Star Wars EU deep cut.
Oh.
Huts are actually mostly muscle, and if properly trained, can do backflips. They are essentially giant escargot.
Well, you see, when they're like, extra weight on them, though, it just means it's nicely marbled.
That's right.
So they have a species specific power armor that was once worn by the great Hutt warriors on their wars of conquest throughout the galaxy.
Aren't they still worn by the Shell Huts in some manner or another?
Probably, yeah.
Who
knows?
From.
I'm sure somebody brought those back.
Well, I mean, they had the Bounty Hunter Wars, where they had to go kill all those bastards. So.
All right.
Okay. So did we pay them off, or did we...
So what's the downside?
Status.
Oh. Well, do we care about status?
I mean, we can say screw them, we can pay them off, or we can say we owe them a favor and get plus status with them.
See, I like owing them a favor, A, because they have the... but B, because at some point one of us ends up in Carbonite. And I feel like whatever we can do to wind up in that position is probably for the best.
Yeah, it's not going to be me. You'll be fine.
Okay. So let's back up in the character crew creation section. Because on your ship. So you said it to owe them?
Yeah, let's owe them one.
Okay.
We actually have, the third mode is faction mode, so that lets us...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, no. Weirdness.
Isn't that
Add.
beautiful?
Acolytes. We're gonna have to come back to this, Tatsuki. They are tier 1, the lowest tier, and your status is
+1.
+1.
I like having us in there, guys.
Yeah, no, I'm sure we are useful. We're useful people to go for them.
Let's smuggle Moonglow for them or something. I don't know.
We get them the freshest space clams.
Alright, so you get +1 status with them. You choose crew quality, you must take this option. Interesting, okay. So you pick a special ability. Choose one of the special abilities listed on the ship. If you can't decide which one to pick, go with the first one listed. It's placed there as a default good choice. I mean, I feel like if you're in a Hawk with a culinary academy, then you should pick the home-cooked meals.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah,
Strong,
where home cooking is just like so beautiful.
I want to put in just a pitch for the one that gives us the higher skill maxes and the bonus dice, but I'm not married to it and would perfectly happy do the home cooking thing.
Which one is that?
Problem solvers.
Oh, problem solvers. Yeah, that's all right, but honestly, we're not piloting necessarily right now.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, I mean, I'm good with home cooking. I really like having skill dice because I tend to wind up jumping off of buildings and landing on people. So the more dice I can roll at once, the better.
You know what?
I'm fine. Let's go home cooking. It's cool.
Okay, it's fine. I was gonna say I could dice off on it, but
now let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right, so let's go ahead and close Google because that way you'll stop pinging in the background. Home cooking special ability. Ability name. I love that it's too big for one line. Oh god, do we have the galley module? Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. But it's all the galley.
Yep. That would be awkward otherwise, huh?
Yeah.
Like,
Corridor.
yeah, we're cooking on like the coolant racks or something.
We literally can't use it unless we have the galley module.
But that could be kind of awesome as well. Alright. So, home cooking has been registered. Next up is... where did it go? Where did it go? Okay, choose special ability. Assign upgrades. In addition to the upgrades each ship comes with, you as a group get to add 2 additional upgrades. For example, you might pick the Cerberus' stun weapons upgrade and also the auxiliary armor module. That's a crew that loves their weapons. An upgrade is a valuable asset or system module that helps the crew in some way, such as an afterburner module or a shuttle. Each ship starts with pre-selected upgrades that are well suited for that crew, such as the galley for the Stardust and the brig for the Cerberus.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Because the starting upgrades there are galley and insight. If we wanted to change them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we want? I feel like. Maybe the armory and medical bay.
Well, we want to keep the galley if we're gonna.
Yeah. So what would be losing? So if we're keeping the galley, the thing that we're looking at is losing the insight training to gain something else, which I'm fine with.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. Is there a place where the list is of what we would solve it with?
Yes.
Well, no, we get 2 more.
Right. So there is a list of...
I don't think it's 2 more. I think it's... Because they just talk about it has 2 that are pre-selected that are good.
Right, and then in addition to those upgrades, pick 2 more. Reading straight off.
Where are you reading this straight off? Because I believe you.
So
Yeah,
page 114.
Page 10 on the play sheet. Step 5.
So the ship has available to it already afterburners, fake transporter, and quantum encryptor. Yeah. But I believe that we can install any of the upgrades.
In addition to those upgrades, pick 2 more. Yeah.
Yeah. So like we can get a medical bay. For 2 upgrades, we can actually put shields on our thing.
Whoa.
We roll fancy.
I still say engines. Just engines all the way.
Just put afterburners on those suckers and go for it.
Keep making it faster.
We're going to paint it red too, just in case.
Mm-hmm. For the
And
bonus.
there's a whole field in there for what color ship you want.
So we can do that.
Upgrades. False ship papers. Dark hyperspace lane maps.
Yeah.
Smuggler's rigging.
That's probably like assassin rigging.
Yeah, it's webbing or fake skin used to hold small items close to the body.
Yeah.
Adds some hands-free carrying room. Adds one item worth a max of one load. So basically, we could hold a blaster or something on ourselves at all times. Lucky Charm. Or Thrill Seekers. Each PC gets +1 stress box. But we can't use it. They cost 3 upgrades. So.
Yeah, it's a 3. That's a triple box. I like the dark hyperspace lane maps though.
Yeah, I feel like that is the Kessel run.
Yeah, absolutely.
In 12 parsecs. I like that option for sure. And
Yeah.
I think false ship papers is the transponder. If
Well, no,
that's-
they're two different things actually.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Huh. Oh,
Because
your comms, you can go get the trans. Okay.
yeah, because the fake transponders is what we broadcast out, what we'll show as. False ship papers are what we put in at port when we go check in customs.
Aha. Okay. Well, if we're picking up like actual food, we have to check in at customs probably, unless
Unless
You
we're doing
want
it, since if we use dark hyperspace lane maps, we stop at unregistered worlds to pick stuff up.
Feel like we're going to have to go onto an actual world at some point. And it's
Well,
fine if we have to find our way out.
the freighter can actually land, yeah.
I mean, let's go with false ship papers and the hyperspace lane maps. I'll let you guys are feeling.
I don't know. If we can increase our hull, our smuggling compartments have life support.
Ooh.
We're not transporting. Yeah, we are.
We have a Mystic and a Stitch on board.
Yep.
Of course we are.
For that fresh from the farm flavor.
Exactly.
Fresh from Algonia Field.
We got free range Minox.
Leathery.
So I don't know. So we can take crew quarters and actually have our own rooms, and that would bump our hull up enough that our smuggling compartments are, lifeable.
Did you say lifeable?
Lifeable.
I did. It's a perfectly cromulent word. I don't know your complaint is.
No compliance.
I mean, I'm into crew quarters. I'm not gonna lie.
Where's crew quarters? I didn't see
It's
that.
under hull upgrades.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
there
okay.
aren't actually any hull upgrades. Because we don't really need a landing bay.
No.
See if anyone can produce their survey before you also have to share and you know the first things. Okay.
And we have a cargo hold, right?
Yeah. No, we absolutely
Yeah.
have cargo hold by default.
No, there's smuggling apartments.
Yeah.
Yeah, smuggling apartments we have by default too.
Okay, so go 3 in crew quarters.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. I mean, it also kind of brings home the whole. The ship is our home.
Yeah.
It's true.
Okay. Does that mean we lose dark hyperspace lanes?
One of the two. What was the other
I
one?
say, do we have to? Is that 2 upgrades to buy crew quarters and upgrades?
No, it's just one. It's just
one.
the one slot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Then yeah, snag dark hyperspace lanes. And we rock
Dark
it.
hyperspace lanes is comms.
No, it's its own thing.
Oh, it's its own thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Where is it?
where does it?
It's under specifically Starlinks or cruise ship upgrade.
Oh, because that's the thing for us.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, specifically to our ship. So
Yep.
this is Star Dancer speciality.
I still don't see it.
We would add
Literally
it
above
to.
auxiliary, so it should
Next
be
page.
this.
Aha. There's more pages.
It is a ship upgrade.
Nice. Somebody else has that. That's great.
Hyperspace. Plane.
Now, I will say this: the last time we had a smuggler crew on that podcast, they were hilariously ineffective at actually smuggling.
Well.
Just something to keep in mind.
I'm not really sure where they want us to put that. It's so strange.
I did it. I got it on there. So.
Oh, you did? Okay, sorry.
Yep. No worries.
Where'd you add it to?
It's on the ship. It's on the ship page.
Yeah, it's under notes thingies.
It's at in the notes, but if you actually look above where it says auxiliary ship here, that sort of thing, that's where it is. That's where it's supposed to go.
Oh,
We have
very
to
nice,
add
very
it
nice, very nice.
ourselves.
Yeah, because
yeah.
it's custom because
Yep.
they don't know what ship we got.
And crew quarters is under hull, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
I already put that up because
Awesome.
I knew where that went.
All right, so after you assigning your 2 upgrades, June will tell you about 2 factions impacted by your choices. One faction helped you get an upgrade. You're on good terms. That faction is the Maelstrom.
Okay, I'll take it.
That sounds good. Perfectly fine.
Those are people we want to be on the good side of, probably.
The Maelstrom are, quote, rowdy space pirates that live in a nebula that's difficult to navigate. Often clash with the Legion. And the Legion are, unfortunately, the Hegemon's personal guard. So they are kind of the enemy of the hegemony.
Oh, okay.
That's
Alright.
fine. This is
Okay.
fine.
So, for the Maelstrom, what did you do? You're on good terms. Did they broker a deal? Did you run a job for them? Did you bail them out of trouble?
I think we hid somebody important to the Maelstrom, like one of the ship captains or like somebody that's
Yeah.
in their little Libertalia,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, and like I don't think it was a setup like a job. It was like we were on planet just chilling, and like the dude gets away, and we're like, "Oh fuck it, help him!"
Yeah, we're no friends of the hegemony, so why the hell not?
And like we have hilarious stories about how they had us surrounded. They all had all of these guns. We thought it was gonna be a fight, and then the guy came out from behind, and he was like, "Yo, no, these guys are cool."
50 armed legionnaires. 24 Maelstrom killers.
All right. So our at your option, spend 1 cred to repay their kindness for +2 status instead of just +1.
Do we want them to be super buddies with us? I don't know if we want that.
I don't know.
I'm into being broken major buddies with space pirates.
Yeah, honestly, if we're running dark hyperspace lanes, being in with the guys who like have their own nebula,
Our ship is unarmed.
you're right. You are 100% correct.
What are you implying? I don't
I'm
understand.
saying, I'm implying if they were Reavers, I would still be on board with this plan, right? Like,
I'd rather have them pointed at someone else than us.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll throw a credit in the pot and be buddy.
All right. So, do that. We'll put these over to faction 2. All right, and next we have the other faction was screwed over when you got an upgrade, and that faction is the Ashen Knives.
really into that too. Yeah, that sounds like a group I want.
The Ashen
Yeah.
Knives, dangerous criminal syndicate known for their control of gambling and assassination in the sector.
Oh, that's good. That's good because
Once lean and battle ready, the Ashen Knives are a decadent syndicate focused on drugs, gambling, and pleasures of the flesh.
Hey,
They desire control of major planetary crimes in the Rim. So, yeah, what did you do, man? And I'm guessing that you screwed them over to get the crew quarters.
Oh God. It was supposed to be a brothel pod.
I was gonna say it was supposed to be some boss's like private pleasure yacht setup, and we just straight up jacked it out of the shipyard.
The whole thing's done in like space velvet and sequins, and like it plays soft jazz all the time.
Well, and like I'm gonna pitch that, like, you know, we were both getting them added to our ships at the same time, and it was initially a screw up that we just decided was like, fuck it, hit the gas.
Thank you in our favor, run for it. The pleasure bots are really good too. I'm just putting that on.
So the Ashen Knives, you stole the Ashen Knives brothel pod and converted it into a crew quarters. So it was much nicer than the crew quarters they had actually ordered, so they just took it. So they don't like you. You get -2 stats with them. At your option, you can spend 1 cred to mollify them and take -1 stats with them instead. Or, you know, you can just stay negative with them. Super negative.
Yeah. That sounds more fun.
Yeah,
I want them to be super angry at us.
So you've got the Academy of Cooks, the Pirates, and the Brothel Druggers.
Let's say the mob. It's the mob.
Nice.
Have I mentioned that my vice is gambling?
Perfect.
Oh, you.
Bah.
Oh, you.
All right. So choose a favorite contact. Take a look at the list of potential contacts in the ship sheets. Although all the contacts are your friends and allies, one is closer to the crew than the others. May I suggest Shepherd Book? Sniffles.
Aww.
Let's see. Diplomat, a reclusive info broker, keen-eared barkeep, or a dockmaster. I kind of like the dockmaster, given that we don't have any papers.
The dockmaster seems like somebody we'd want to be tight with for sure.
Oh yeah.
Takala.
Takala.
Yeah. Seems good.
Right. Ship mode. Contacts. Takala. I guess you have, well, so why do you want to let me, interesting. Done. Huh, okay. It's not actually letting me, what am I doing wrong there?
What are you trying to do?
I don't know, mark Takala as your favorite.
Oh.
It doesn't matter, I got it. Add.
Oh yeah, I just clicked on it, it turned blue.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Baraka, a diplomat, and Stani, a reclusive info broker. Okay, cool. Next we have, back to chapter 3. Update your ship mode. A ship has to pay upkeep fees during downtime or risk damages of parts borrowed. To calculate upkeep costs, add your crew quality to all system quality ratings, divide by 4 running down. Most ships will upgrade 2 to start. All system quality ratings. 1, 2, 5, 6. I mean, that's 1.5. Am I missing something? Nice. So you get your ship, you got a reputation, ship's been customized, you got a favorite contact, your ship's been updated. Let's talk about character sheets.
We're working on it right now.
All right. So who wants to go first? Zach, how's it going? You want to go first?
Lead
Sure.
us.
Sure, I've got a lot of mine. Have we decided on a crew name yet?
Actually.
I really like something like the Third Strikes, but I don't know. That's not right. Yeah, you know what I'm going with there.
Okay. Okay.
The Three Strikes.
Oh, jeez. There's 3 of us.
There are, as a matter of fact.
We'll come back, but That feels strong. Okay, so my character is Saranac, alias Snooky. My look is giant lizard man with a metal arm.
Which is a strong one.
Yeah. My heritage is Spacer. Spacer's I'm Xeno, but I'm going to go with I'm from space. And my background is
You may know me from space.
you may know me from space. Syndicate, which I think is the I'm from the criminals sort of thing. So I'm I imagine I was probably a bouncer somewhere or that sort of thing for the mob somewhere. Probably a really small time mob though, unless we want to make it not. My vice is gambling. I currently have no traumas. My starting ability for being muscle is unstoppable, which fans of Blades in the Dark will recognize almost word for word. You can push yourself to do one of the following: perform a feat of physical force that verges on the superhuman, or engage a small gang on equal footing in close combat. So I'm a badass.
I count as 4 people.
I count as a significant amount of people. My XP move is I addressed a tough challenge with force or threats, which I will probably be doing. Because I'm a muscle, I start with 2 ranks in scrap and 1 rank in command. I then have 4 to sort of spread around. So far, I have picked 1 in rig because I'm going to lean into the Chewbacca role unless our doctor would rather have that.
No, I already do Action Doctor on Tuesday, so I'm going a different route.
Okay. I have 1 rank. I put 1 rank in Scramble because I like to be able to move around. I put 1 rank in Skulk because I like to be sneaky. And I still have 1 point I have not spent yet. So it'll probably wind up going either in Attune to be slightly mystical or Helm? Do we have somebody that flies the frickin' ship yet?
No,
we haven't talked that
Fly
yet.
the ship, you big lizard. What?
Does anybody want to have the ability to fly the ship, or should I just
I
take
don't
it?
know. I might. It depends.
All right, we'll come back to that then, because I could have 4 prowess defense dice starting, which seems like a lot.
A little
Just
bit.
gotta hit you in the insight.
This character will be the exact opposite of Jack, who never rolled defense dice ever because of the way he was built. So that'll be fun. Yeah, so that's me, I think. I have all of my special items for being muscle are violent in some nature. I have a fine sniper rifle, fine flamethrower, fine vibroblade, a Zarathustra, a detonator launcher, a
Thus
fine martial arts
spoke
style.
Zarathustra.
Thus spoke Zarathustra. And then Mystic Ammo, which basically turns me into Hellboy. I'm really looking forward to that.
All right.
Yeah.
So, can you go briefly into what Spacer and Syndicate mean? Because those are going to be your belief drives, heritage, or background.
Yes. Let me make sure I'm not being wrong about that. The characters is page 55. To me, what I'm assuming that Spacer means is person who was raised on a space station.
Right.
So the Spacer heritage. If you'd rather be born home in a creaking ship, you could be from a Spacer family. Ice miners, station mechanics, and merchants are born, grow old, and die in space, and may or may not view terrestrial ventures with suspicion. I may not like being planetside. My people were probably immigrants that wound up mining asteroids, and then we slowly worked our way up to owning a restaurant on a space station somewhere or something. And then my background. My background. Actually, with that in mind, maybe I'll be labor. So that would be a factory worker, dockhand, miner, other tradesperson.
There you go.
No, I feel like if I'm going to be flying the ship, I need to know. No, I'll be labor. I'll be labor. Yeah, I am of the proletariat.
Duh.
Yes, and now my lizard man definitely definitely gonna have a Russian accent on my lizard man. So
Oh, dude.
The most important thing for a lizard man, really. All right, so that's all pretty straightforward. Character creation is quick and easy. You just pick a few things and you roll with it. So we'll go with Matt next, I think. Matt, how do you feel with that?
That's good. I'm feeling good. I actually think I've got my stuff all ready to rock and roll here. So I've got Doc Pepper, Butcher of Vildor 6. He is a wanderer as his heritage. He kind of never really feels comfy in one place, so that's probably why he's on the ship. Travels a lot. Background is a guilder. He probably was an official guild bonded doctor at some point.
makes sense.
And isn't really much anymore, probably. His vice is pleasure. I haven't quite come up with a specific place, but I'm certain we'll work something out here. His abilities that I have, his default is I'm a doctor, not a.
I love that name ability.
It's by default, I'm a doctor, not a. You can push yourself to roll your doctor rating while performing a different action. Say which patient, research, or posting taught you this trick. And then the other one I chose is Doctor Strange. Your research and fields of study are fringe, esoteric, and focus on the mystical. You always handle precursor artifacts safely. When you study an artifact or doctor a strange substance, you may ask one, what could this do? Why could this be dangerous? So I feel like that kind of tells some form of story there.
Yeah, it's nice.
So I've got two dots into doctor already, so I've maxed that out. I had 1 dot in study and then I bumped it up to 2. I took a point into scrap because just in case, you never know. And then a bit into consort and sway. I thought about a tune, but I figured I'll let the mystic be things, and then I'll mess everything up when I try and handle stuff. My friends are Linny, a hospital admin, probably somebody I worked with before. Maybe she got up the ladder and I didn't at some point. And my person I'm not on such hot terms with is Alvin, a former patient.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good. That'll be a thing. I'm pretty certain that's part of why I'm the butcher by most people's standards.
Do you do unnecessary plastic surgery?
They are never unnecessary. They are always elected, even if it's elected by me at the time.
There you go. Seeker of beauty, both made and refined. Zach, I actually, you're missing friends, man.
Yeah, I just thought about that.
Oh,
actually.
Yeah, where's this?
I really like that one of my options is Krieger, a fine blaster pistol.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't feel like I'll be taking that, however. I feel like Aya, an assassin, is not my friend. But Yazoo, a crooked cop, is.
Mm.
So, Aya, an assassin, is down, and Yazoo, a crooked cop, is. I don't know what we're gonna do with that, but maybe he really likes food. Maybe he really likes like the things we smuggle back from places, from the restaurateurs guild here.
It's pretty awesome.
Alright, I suppose I have to do a thing. Huh. Alright, I'm kind of messing with what we own. So anyway, Bosch Krelak, goes by water. He's mystic. His heritage is going to be Xeno and his background academic. What I am picturing here is that he was actually... I'm breaking these categories just a little bit because it's the only way it makes sense to me to work what they have listed there. But whatever. Screw your rules. He was raised in basically an academic family, and he was going to go into that sort of field. But on basically a xenoanthropology study out to a big water world. Something bad happened and he was stranded, and he spent like a decade there. Like I said, it's like very heavily water-based world. I don't like, if we're just gonna make up bullshit narrative stuff, like he probably can hold his breath for a very long time when it comes to water or something like that. But he's adopted a lot of the culture and just the outlook of the people there, who are obviously Xenos of some sort.
Did we find you when we got sent to get special fish?
Possibly. I haven't really figured out how he got off the
They told
planet.
us to mine for the fish. How are we supposed to do that?
Well, mining for fish is easy. You throw explosives in the water and hope nobody's nearby.
Oh, mining.
So yeah, I actually suppose I have to assign skills here. I'm trying to figure out which of the special abilities I really like. Because clearly I have to pretend to be a fake Jedi somehow. Anyway, I definitely start with the Way, which means I can spend a gamut instead of paying any stress cost, because I am one with the Way and the mystical bullshit that is. The other one, alright, so which one do you think I should go here? Is it going to be a mind trick, or the whole, whatever, your blaster bolts don't bother me? Which do you think should be more appropriate?
Both are real strong, since we are people who are going to talk our way out of trouble a lot and don't necessarily have somebody specifically that does that.
Well, I think I'm going to regardless have a lot of social skills, or at least resolve skills. So like I'll be okay at it regardless, but there's that whole, these aren't the droids you're looking for, or pretending to be Vader for a minute.
What are the skills association? I was just thinking to myself, I was trying to remember what.
Oh, I added them at the bottom already, actually.
Oh, did you? Okay, cool.
Yeah. That is a horrible idea, but I'm totally gonna do that. So it's 4 points we add, 2 points to sway, 1 point to consort. That leaves me with 1 more point. Oh no, I was saying I actually already put those on the basic ones. They're down at the bottom there, like the precursor artifact, the outdated religious thingy. Alright, whatever. They'll be on there, so it's fine. I didn't see that up there. Yeah, I know, you're trying to be helpful.
I've now deleted them all.
I guess I'm gonna put helm, because we start with the skills from the thing, the 3 skills, and then you add 4 more, right?
Yep.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll take 1 in helm. I don't think anyone's going to take more than 1 in helm, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've got 1 in helm too, but I can also move it.
Well, because I know we were talking about that. I think you should take hack because it amuses the heck out of me. But I don't know why.
Use my metal arm to interface.
Yep. And then 2 points in the tune, 1 point. All right, so 1 point in helm, 1 point in scramble, 2 points in the tune, 1 point in consort, and 2 points in sway. And I'm trying to decide if I want to, because what I'm picturing with the blaster thingy is, clearly he just flows out of the way, because he is one with the way, and he can't be hurt by that. I can't find that on the sheet. Is there a special place for the abilities?
Yes,
Yeah,
left
there.
side, midway down, between arm
ability name.
and Martrix V.
Okay.
You plug them in manually, you can copy paste the text straight away from it.
I'm sure we're not going to get any kind of fights, so I'll start with side dancing, which is
Nice.
a droid thing. I'm sure.
I, on the other hand, am going with Wrecking Crew.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm betting the opposite of that.
And then, for Vice, I of course went with Weird, because why not? He needs to spend time in a full body immersion, like completely submerged in liquid, sort of like meditating, but just some of it is that's how he centers himself and feels better about the world.
Do you have to be neutrally buoyant?
Ideally, but the way can help with that.
I figure you just wear a jacuzzi suit.
Well, no, that does not count. That does not count. I also figure that's going to be sort of a pain on board spaceship.
We have the brothel pod.
Okay, I was not planning that, but that's hilarious that works out. All right.
Oh my.
Oh my.
That's what.
So
Oh,
I think
actually,
you get a second starting. You get a starting ability of the way, but you get 2 special abilities, right?
2?
No, you get the starting move plus another one.
Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So I took the side answer, which is the mind trick. I mean, not the mind trick. This is completely legally distinct and not in any way copyrighted. Oh, and Friends is Lax, which is one of the water worlders, who somehow found his way here. I actually don't know. He is from that place, so I don't know if he was actually there when I was, but I have since made his acquaintance and become good friends with him. And then Blish is a fellow student of the Way, but thinks of it in a completely opposite way than me.
You're Baron Mordo.
Yes. Whereas, I'm all like, you have to flow and feel the way and find the best way of going forward and the way wants to go.
So
They're like rock school or some shit.
the stone to your Daredevil.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Was there anything? So let's flip back over to character creation. We've got backgrounds, assign 4 dots, choose one friend, one rival, choose a vice, choose your name, alias, look, review your details, loadouts. That's it, I think, right?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. So let's take a 5-minute break for restrooms, water, all those sorts of things, and we will come back and figure out how to do our first thing.
Awesome.
All
Let's go get
right.
in trouble.
What? No, we'll never get in trouble. Come on.
All right, I'm muting us all. click in transition. Awesome. Okay, cool. That was transitioning as all heck. All right. So hi everybody, we're back. And now we have that phase of the game that I am least familiar with. So we're going to talk about crime.
Crime time.
Prime time, bitches.
All right. So it looks like Chapter 4, The Job. We're playing to find out if the fledgling crew of carriages can prosper in the Procyon sector. Phrasing.
Procyon.
Yes,
We're good
Procyon.
for
Protheans?
no Procyon, which makes me think of Treasure Planet. I think.
Right. I think that's what it is. Like I'm gonna say the hard C. Procyon. There you go.
Procyon.
Okay.
All right. So yeah. What's the process for me presenting you a job? Do I just like talk to you about like NPCs that like come up to you for get jobs?
Well, so the trick that Andrew and I have used and be able to.
I have a thing, but do your thing first. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, well, do you remember Andrew's questions, right? Like, where are you? What are you after? And who set off that alarm?
Right.
That's for the first one I went. It's where are you guys? What are you doing? Whose fault is it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's for the first job. After that, I start going into just tables and presenting like branching paths for people to take.
Okay. Well, let's start with the first one, right? Like, I think that Firefly opens up in a semi-botched salvaging operation or train job, depending on if you saw it on Fox or DVDs first.
I remember the train job.
So many painful memories.
And it's been 15 years, and yet I still am not over it. And I'm like Cowboy Bebop opens with constant bounty hunting, right? Like every episode has the
shots.
Yeah. So let's see. Like, you've got two sets of friends. You've got the Maelstrom, your pirates buddies, and the acolytes. Acolytes is a
Acolytes.
Alkaloids.
The alkaloids.
That's exactly it.
I've had a long day.
That's fine.
Alkalides is way funnier. Of Tatsuki, which I'm just gonna keep saying that word because it's amazing. I haven't been watching too much anime recently. So that's yeah. So like, I want you to be in the middle of some sort of like terrible food-based caper.
Exactly.
Yep.
We're here to steal it. We're here to steal a cake. We're stealing a cake.
Oh no, the most heinous of crimes. You're abducting a wedding cake.
Yes. To like the Grand Poobah's wedding,
Right.
or the Grand Poobah's like daughter's wedding. Yeah, exactly.
Of the Ashen Knives.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
We created a mafia wedding and we're stealing.
Oh yes.
The 7-layer tiramisu cake.
Infiltrated.
You say infiltrated. You just kind of muscled your way in, and I chatted up one of the bridesmaids.
I'm imagining I'm in like this super ill-fitting like waiter shirt that I took off somebody I brutalized backstage, like in the basement somewhere.
Like the sleeves are torn off, and
yeah, like there's metal parts sticking out from my arm through the shirt. But I'm carrying a tray and trying to get close enough to the cart the cake's on to make a break for it. I don't.
Well, that cake was made with the last Rantor eggs, so of course they wanted us to get it.
Yes. Let me check my.
So
we have. Yeah.
So you're on the World Sphere of Aphrodite, which is a collection of these semi-planetoids that have been surrounded in like glass and terraformed, and then like they're like these little beads that hang in the center of a planet.
Okay. So load. I guess I probably have to go. I have to go in light. I guess, right?
I feel like we all went in line on this.
I feel like we probably would.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you folks? If I'm making if I'm slowly carrying drinks towards the cake.
Doc has just walked out of one of the changing rooms, adjusts his coat, and like whispers something, and then shuts the door behind him.
Wedding cake from one of the Ashen Knives daughters on the day of her wedding.
On this the day.
I think Water is basically at the loading dock with like our rented floaty van or whatever the heck we are using to transport the cake out of here, and is just constantly chatting with the people who are sort of feel like they need to tell him to leave, but you know he's cool. We were just chatting about being people and how great that is. Isn't that great? It's great. I know. And he's trying to keep the escape route clear at the moment.
Right. All right, so something goes horribly wrong, right? Like,
Yeah.
Well, we get an engagement roll, and that tells you
Right.
how things go horribly wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, well, because we have to go down and answer the questions like, is the plan especially daring?
Since the plan so far apparently consists of, yo, go in there and get that, would you?
Go get the cake.
Yeah.
So
you
is
got
this deception or is this infiltration? Like what is
I
exactly?
feel like this is infiltration only because
We start shooting first.
Snooki dressed up as a waiter only because.
Yeah, so I'm looking for the actual like things now.
Well, here,
Yeah.
148. Assault, do violence to a target. We're not actually trying to kill.
Yeah, that comes later.
Do violence to a
Deception,
cake.
lure, trick, or manipulate. Maybe, but I think... Oh... Actually, yeah, it probably is deception.
Yeah, because we're not trespassing unseen, we're trespassing
Seen.
unrecognized.
Yeah.
Quotes unquotes.
Also, but what's also could be a transport job because we've already detailed the route and the means, right?
The ballroom full of people.
Vulnerable people, the floaty van,
And
the road out of here.
The road to the spaceport.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Okay, so I'm marking down as deception or transportation. All right, so you provided some detail, and everyone's got their loadouts right. Yeah, it sounded like everyone was going light.
Yeah.
I think yeah, John or
Yeah.
Water could probably go heavier than like.
Yeah. I'm kind of gonna say heavy, but like it's in the van that I'm standing next to. So if like I leave it without doing something first, I'll probably go down to light or normal. If that is okay, I don't know. Violating your rules.
Yeah.
Like there's a duffel in there basically ready to go, but
You got your plug out bag basically.
well, the way this is shaping up is probably full of weapons for other people.
There are flamethrowers in there.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting. Okay.
Is the operation particularly bold or daring?
All right. Sorry, there's like a whole bunch of things I need to be doing. Okay, is this operation particularly bold or daring? I mean, if you're stealing a wedding cake from an Ashen Knives Grand Poobah's daughter on this, the day of her wedding, I'm going to say that's particularly bold or daring.
By just doing it.
Yeah.
The plan is good. Who are we doing this for? What?
The
Details.
Fine. We're gonna
Keep
take
going.
we're taking it to the pirates, clearly, right? Like that's
The disciples
because
of,
there's also a pirate princess getting married today.
That's way funnier. I was gonna have it like be like an ingredient for the acolytes of Trotsky or whatever I named them.
Kakashi or
Yeah, that's what
Yeah. So yeah, you're pirating a wedding cake for some pirates because it's really the only way that it's acceptable to them. Yeah, it's really busy right now, so they've subcontracted up the piracy.
Well,
Because,
we're,
I mean, they're
we're
getting
like
married.
family.
Well,
like,
yeah.
Did you offer to bring them the cake?
Yeah,
Yes.
because this is the pirate tradition: is that to have a truly blessed marriage, everything at the ceremony has to be stolen.
Something old,
Looted.
something new, something bloody, something stolen.
Something borrowed, something borrowed, something borrowed, something borrowed, something borrowed, something borrowed, something borrowed. Alright, so this is definitely bold and daring. Does a plan detail expose a vulnerability to the target or hit them where they're weakest?
I mean, it does hit them where they're like celebrating and having a good time. They aren't expecting it.
Yeah, I will say this: there's probably not a ton of people doing security watching the cake.
Right.
But
Today
they're
of all
watching at the
days,
gates.
like I'm sure we have to get past security somehow, right? But
Oh,
like
yeah.
of all the things they were expecting today that might happen,
They don't
the
expect
cake
you to
getting
go
stolen?
walking off with the cake.
Right. Like,
Oh,
A
do you have to
jilted-
go buy the gifts table stacked full of gold and all kinds of things?
Let's walk past it.
alright,
Yeah.
so
Oh yeah, like 5 guys watching that table, guns at the ready.
there's probably a vulnerability, right? Like, you're not going after the bride or the groom. You're not going after any of the people in the wedding party. You are dressing up as servants, stealing a thing that is not typically regarded as a point of theft, to the best of my knowledge. So you're 2 so far. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
I feel like,
None of mine, I don't think.
well, yeah. Let's make sure we look at our ship friends.
Oh yeah.
Stockmaster, Takala.
Dockmaster maybe like keep.
That's where we got the loading ship, the van. We
Keep it-
borrowed it from the Teamsters.
Yeah. And maybe like my crooked cop is here causing a distraction. Like,
Just making a drunken ass of himself.
yeah, or like somebody's double parked outside with their like land speeders or something.
Oh.
So is he harassing guests on the way to the party?
I think he's at least forced the gates open, right? Like he's at least like making enough of a thing out there that like the security had to open
This
the
is a
front
fire
gates.
hazard. You gotta keep this place open.
Exactly. He's out there hassling them to the point where at least
Oh.
I won't have to bust down a gate with a cake.
And I have to add this detail. Blish is doing the ceremony. The other mystic. He's the one conducting the wedding.
Yeah.
Which is part of the reason why the plan is go grab the cake. Just do what seems right. Because fuck you and your stone.
Fuck you in the way of the stone.
Okay, so there's both a friend interfering and a friend aiding and a rival interfering. It sounds like. So there are any other elements that you want to consider?
Want to? No, but these folks are a higher tier, right?
Oh yeah, they're like tier 3.
Yeah, they're a cut above cuts actually.
So you're at 1 die, I believe. 1 die for sheer luck and 1 die per major advantage.
Yeah.
So who wants to make the engagement roll?
Not it.
I'll do this.
Go for it.
Do it. Do the thing.
Roll
Do it
fortune.
right.
Do the thing.
1 die.
2 die.
2.
2. Oh, whole 2 dice. Lucky for me.
You can roll 2 6s. We don't know.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Be amazing.
Give
think
me
that's how he started
advantage.
Andrew's
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
That's-
Well,
that's not
one of them is a
worse.
4. Mixed results. You're in a risky position when the action starts. Engagement roll determines the starting position for the PC's actions. How long does that hold? How long does the situation stay desperate?
So we're risky, so
Right.
something we're not. It's not going quite smooth, but
So how do you determine risky versus desperate?
Risky is sort of the normal level you operate at, right?
Right.
Or that like action criminals operate at, right?
Eh,
So
I suppose that's still
risky to fight with one or
doesn't
two
make much
guys.
sense.
It's like,
yeah.
can I like trying to take a car through a tight turn, right?
Right.
It's
Okay.
not like jumping a car over an alligator pit.
Control would be Danny Ocean is doing something. Risky would be the leverage people are doing something.
Mhm.
About now.
Right.
And desperate is
There's guns out already.
Yeah,
Right.
desperate is they already know we're here and we're fucked.
Okay.
Mhm.
So two-thirds of you are actively being questioned by either guests or security personnel. We're gonna have Doc. I think Doc is the one who has avoided the notice so far.
Mm-hmm. I didn't quite avoid all the notice, but he avoided the notice.
Water, do you wear religious paraphernalia on you? Like, are you obviously a member of the Way?
Well, because remember, I think he's like a member of like a heretical branch of the Way. So it's less common. But like
You're a Way Sith.
right now, I have the picture of him like a beach surfer dude, dressed up, so like very laid back and casual looking space clothes.
Nice.
No, Mike, he's one of the self-path force users. From KOTOR.
They're underwater. You may not have heard.
yeah.
Mucha Shakapaka. Yeah. All right. So, like, you're being Water. You've got some of the guests, like the bridesmaids, or two of the bridesmaids have accosted you, and they're talking to you about like doing their wedding.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And one of Blish's acolytes are here, like holding his robe for him or something, and they're getting suspicious because Blish is not getting the attention, and you're wearing like the inverted crown of the Way or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Right, the Way rampant on a field of green, or I don't know. And Zach, you've got your character's name is Sarnak, aka Snooky. Yeah. A drunken guest is accosting you, demanding more wine, more space wine. Space wine's funnier.
We get it. You're from space.
Of course, sir. I'll get some right away. It's at that point that I want to reach into my pocket, all right, and I want to flashback to the guy I took the uniform off of, and how he had some sort of controller in his pocket for the repulsor lift the cake is on.
for the cake. So you've already jacked the cake attendant's outfit.
That's what. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you can bear in mind, you can charge me stress for that.
Oh yeah, I'm totally gonna charge you 2 strain for it, right? Because
Okay,
I think that's the going rate for strain for cake repulsors.
Oh yeah, like this seems like a pretty big ask.
Right. This is the Leslie Nielsen wearing the Empire outfit in whatever that movie was, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's totally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at that point, I just like reach into my pocket and hit a random button to just like make the cake move.
Okay.
So sir, I'm afraid I'm needed elsewhere.
No, you don't understand. There's this cute girl or this space girl over at this table. She's got green skin and antennas, and it's super awesome. And you totally need to get me wine so that I can impress her with my wine.
I will look around, casting about for the nearest other person in a uniform.
There's like a visibly nervous attendant who's like 4 feet shorter than you. I don't know how tall you are, but like half your height. And
like a little gray, pretty much.
yeah, and they're like stammering, like, "Oh, sir, I'm sorry. Please wait. My skinny gray arms can only carry so many items at once.
Great.
No, my species did not evolve on an area with high gravity like this planet has, and it takes us a while." And that's the person who's nearest to you.
Great. You, human child. This man needs wine.
So I understand that many species do
No.
not see us. No, I'm sorry.
And I like gesture. If I need to, I will put my robo hand like on their shoulder. Their like tiny, frail shoulder, somewhat menacingly.
Right.
In order to get them to comply, if necessary.
But I want to see some dice for this to see if they are properly cowed or if they come back with like
All right.
throwing bottles at you.
Command.
I will roll a command. We're at risky right now.
Yeah.
All right. I'm guessing standard effect.
Or I mean, probably great effect unless things go horribly wrong. So.
All right, cool. I'm into things going horribly wrong.
This is-
Great effect. 0 bonus dice unless somebody wants to throw me some help. Otherwise, I'm just gonna roll it.
You know what? Actually, Doc will. He'll notice you're working in there and be like, "Hey, buddy, come on! Aren't you supposed to be getting the drinks here? Just get that done. Come on."
You want to give him some like medical advice or like talk to him about braces for his arms? His poor little.
Yeah, hey,
Great
yeah,
arms.
hey, we can augment this, put some steroids in you, and you'll be just better at your job.
Oh, it's perfectly fine in the 0G world. So I'm mostly from gas-based planets.
Yeah, but when you're working out here trying to earn yourself some credits, you want to be able to just, be able to lift things like one of those tall people, right? Come on, we'll fix you up right from it.
So do you only have one command?
I only have one command, so that was with the aid.
Okay.
Is the...
So 3 is a bad result, I believe. You're in a desperate necessity.
Yeah.
Where's the?
Three's. So there are things you can do. You can add complication. Do harm. You can make the situation worse. It's up to you. Whatever you feel like sort of rolls from the fiction, you can then add on to that.
Okay. Fiction failure results for 1 3 or not something misses. The failur's attempt is a tangible outcome. Something happens that changes the situation. On a controlled failure, the character spots a flaw in the approach. In a risky failure, the character suffers a consequence that presents some kind of trouble. Things get worse. On a desperate failure, the threat dominates and makes the situation much worse. He shouldn't come back with a pair of blaster pistols. That's too far. That would be a desperate failure.
Yeah, but him like collapsing and thus like just
Yeah,
collapsing. Right? And thus requiring the attention of a doctor who's up there.
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
already been
Yeah.
spotted.
Yeah, I like this guy totally Morty's right on the floor.
Oh, just Morty's.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa there, buddy. Whoa.
You look like you have this, doctor. I shall attend to the kick.
Oh,
And
yes,
jog
of
off.
course. Fine attendant. And I get out some of my syringes to start going to work on our little friend here.
No, I'm allergic to steel.
Oh no, these aren't steel. These are plastic hard.
Oh, I'm told that I have very sensitive skin and that I shouldn't get plastic art in my eyes. My many
This won't be
eyes.
going anywhere near your eyes. You don't have a problem with your throat, right?
I'm this one part Kith, 1 part Morty. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, basically, I'm going to put some pep in his step with this.
With these illegal drugs that you keep on you at all times.
Oh no, these are the perfectly legal drugs right now. Like the illegal drugs might need to come out later. For right now, we're just gonna give him a little bit of a little steroid, a little stimulant, just get him up and moving again.
So the drunk person that was harassing Zach from earlier comes over to you, Doc, and is like, "Hey, this guy needs to get me my drink. I don't know what the holdup here is. Do I need to talk to somebody about this?"
No, man. You don't gotta talk to anybody about that. We're gonna get this little guy up and going. He'll get you your drink. I promise. Okay?
Okay, but like if he's not getting me my drink, then I'm gonna have to go talk to the boss, his mother-in-law, who's the dragon. who's been doing
Yeah,
everything.
no, we don't want the dragon involved. Nobody wants the dragon involved. Let it all me. Right, guys? Right? All right, look at it. I might jab in.
All right, let's throw some doctoring dice to see how badly
I
this
think
goes.
that sounds like some doctoring, yeah.
Even if it wasn't, like, this is the perfect time for. Not
No, you're cutting out. We didn't hear the funny.
really? No, this seems like a perfect time for the. I'm a doctor, not
Oh yeah.
So you didn't actually cut out. We just there was nothing after
It's
nodding.
okay. It's okay. I'm a doctor. I've got 2 dice on this, so I don't think I need a bonus die right now. I think I'm just gonna go for it.
I mean, there's always the
Unless
devil's
somebody-
bargain.
The Devil's Bargain is really interesting in this one too,
Yeah.
because it's not like something weird over there happens. It's like some detail that I'm doing right now goes wrong, right? So, like-
Mike, what's your devil's bargain?
Okay, so I got 3 for you. Right, 1, the guy wants a hit of the drugs too.
Okay.
Right, and it's going to go horribly wrong. 2, Zach's cake controller has fallen out of his pocket. It is now being kicked around the floor
Mm-hmm.
by all the guests, a la Indiana Jones 2.
Yeah. Okay.
And 3, water and stone latch eyes at this point in time, and it turns into a ballroom bliss.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with straight up option 1. That is the best option in this case.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll take the bonus on that one.
All right. So we'll see.
All right, come on, big money, big money. Yeah.
Wow,
baby.
6.
Yeah.
Nice.
You didn't even need the 2.
Nope, I didn't. But hey, I'll take it. It's fun.
All right.
Going
So,
mafioso is always good.
Zach, what page is the results of rolls and stuff on? I had it a second ago.
A
It's
6
gone
is
now.
just gonna be a straight up success. usually.
Yeah, but there's like 6/6 is like a
Um,
critical, and I
Like
like.
208.
Yeah, you have to roll multiple 6s for a critical.
And like 208's the specific skills, and like they tell you examples of what happens under various conditions.
Gotcha. Okay,
Oh, those are 4 and 5s though. They're not 6s.
well, that's fine. I mean, that's. I just wanted like
Yeah.
the comfortness of rolls nearby.
Oh no, totally understand.
So using your significant doctoring experience, you've injected drugs into aliens before. This is no different.
All the time.
Your first
Oh.
rodeo.
Sometimes even intentionally.
You whatever the cocktail of completely legal steroids and antihistamines you inject this guy with has caused him to the pep in his step. The peppermint potion goes very well together. The Gray stands up and with renewed vigor lifts the tray over his head, a feat unknown to his race, and rushes out of the room. And the guy next to you says, Doc, you know, the party's going okay, but party favors are always a thing that's that's popular around these parts. Maybe you can see a way to pass me around, to pass me over like one of these things. Not necessarily for now, but for later in the night when we're flagging you. We don't want the dancers to get tired.
No, not at all. Never. I'll take a syringe out of my case, give it a couple flicks to make sure it's good, and pass it over. Just, yeah, of course.
Awesome, thank you. And he puts it into his suit coat, his space suit coat pocket. Which, I mean, is the requisite shiny,
Yeah.
Mhm.
speed suit color. Because keeping the Thursday things in sync. Sorry.
Is it also so?
Sorry, I'm getting over a cold, so.
See this part.
So he carefully pockets the syringes that you gave him.
Excellent. Most
Awesome.
excellent.
I think that's significant for
Yeah, and I'll go swirling
for foreshadowing
fly
future
over
badness.
elsewhere. Yeah, to keep
Yeah.
keep other people distracted as Snooky moves the cake out of the venue here.
Water, what are you up to while the two of them perform feats
alright,
of?
well, that one dude's disciple was over here, talking shit and being like,
Yeah.
why are these people paying attention to you? And I'm clearly going to give him a speech about, I am just embracing the flow of the event. These people respect my natural charisma. And if your person over there wasn't, so trying to force things into it and not understanding the flow, the tide is coming in. Attention desperately seeks some source of point of focus, and he's up there just chatting to the Don. I'm going to try and sway him, to convince him to get the priest to do some stuff to draw attention away from, say, the cake.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just a sway. How does the sweet work? So still risky, and then
Yes.
I would assume standard effect.
Standard effect.
Do I want to push is 2, right?
2 stress.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can also call for help, and you can also use the
Devil's
force point. I forgot what it's called.
Oh,
Yeah.
The gamble.
Gambit. You got 2.
Yeah. Yep. But I haven't done anything yet, so we'll spend some stress. As I try to convince this fellow of the error of his ways. Where did I pop-up go that I just clicked the buttons that spent stress?
It hopefully pops under.
Yeah, I saw that. That's great. Thank you. Awesome, helpful. A bonus dice, so 1 bonus die on that. Ooh.
Seems not as good as we'd like, but
I mean, a 5
Yeah.
partial success right there. So
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember. Is it just all doubles, or is it just specific 6s?
only on 6s.
Okay.
Only on 6s, yeah.
I couldn't remember the crit rolls.
1 6 is a success, more than 1 6 is a crit.
Okay.
okay, so
So complication and reduced effect, yeah.
yeah, complication reduced effect. So let's see. This guy, you're trying to sway him away from to go talk to this other person. We're gonna do that, and he says, "Oh, I'll talk to him, all right." But I'm not sure what he's gonna say about one of his rivals of the Water Clan being here. So we'll see about that.
Yeah, just because whatever. Well, let's spend all the stress. I'm going to sway him like, oh, you wouldn't want to tell him that I'm here. And I'm going to do it with Wami powers so that, the fact that obviously he wants to tell him that I'm here doesn't come up.
Wami powers.
The Psy dancing are definitely not the drones you're looking for.
Oh.
So, it's only one stress. I thought it was 2, but I'm only going to spend. So I spend 1. I can make it. Yeah, okay. So yeah.
So this guy wanders off, and you can see him go up to.
I have to roll a sway, I think.
Oh yeah, you
Spend 1. Oh yeah.
you just spin around stuff.
Oh, jeez. All right, yeah, sure. You don't want to tell him that. Tell him I'm here.
Maybe I'm misreading that, but it says just straight up.
Sway them face of contradictory evidence. Well, I guess it depends.
Oh,
on
and sway them in face of your
sway.
contradictory.
Yeah, that's probably what I was thinking of. But yeah, does the sheet have not the sheet the actual
Well, I mean,
class description?
You already rolled the sway, right?
Yeah.
Gambit off
Yeah.
for success. That's good to know.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
That's cool.
What success?
Oh, my success, my 6 got a gambit.
Okay.
Oh, did it?
What is that?
It's in the tables. In the quick reference under play aids. There's a rules reference on page 24. Action roll risky. 6. You do it. Add a gambit to your crew as above.
That's right. That's why. Okay, cool.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Sweet.
Cool. And
Right.
don't forget, Jonathan, you can spin those to you can spin gambits to like not take any stress
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like if you wanted to roll
Basically-
your resolve defense
Well-
against this guy walking,
Oh, hey, yeah.
Wouldn't even
I
have
remember
to.
I can do that.
yeah, because it's not just it's not just protecting yourself physically. It's like that thing that's about to
Yeah.
happen. I don't want it to happen. Let me do this thing.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if you spin a stress on side dancing,
Yeah.
the guys can wander off with like, I talked to somebody about a thing. I thought you should know.
Yeah. Now is the time to, because like I succeeded with a complication. It sounds like what you're saying is, and basically by side dancing, I'm kind of getting him to ignore the complication in this point.
Yeah. I mean, you'll distract. The guy will be slightly distracted. And, he
Yeah.
might like investigate, but it's not going to be like call
Yeah.
guards.
Well, and that, because remember, I was trying to do it to get the guy to like start some portion of the ceremony.
Yeah.
So like, my read is that would happen. Normally, it would be, you know, he would do it and like point me out and call me out as like a heretic or some shit. But
Yeah, you know what? He'll like he could chastise this guy for interrupting him while he's talking to the Don and like preach remembrance and stuff.
Better. Yeah.
And starts to draw a crowd as he tears his acolyte up and talks to him about, you know, if you're to be like a stone, you know, the memories etched upon you must be forever. They must not wash away with wind, nor water, nor time. Yeah.
Will never leave you.
Just as the Don and his daughter on the day of her wedding are exchanging rings, so much you make a commitment to all things. Yeah, he just goes on.
Such a beautiful excoriation, Jim. I won't be here to hear the end of it.
All right, so Zach, you are trying to now get a cake out of this place.
Yes, I am sort of... I'm attempting to make it look as though the cake is careening. At this point, it's still fairly slowly. And I am trying to regain control of it. But I'm definitely, like, trying to manipulate it into going towards where I assume the van is parked somewhere.
Space van.
Space van. The space van is space parked. I'm up with the space cake and the space van.
Get into the space floating dock.
Okay, so
Damn it, people!
you are slowly inching the cake out of the room by pretending that it's falling, like in slow motion.
No, so like, because it's on like this hover sled, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I've got a
Space.
controller for it.
space over.
So like, yeah, the space hover sled.
I think the hover's enough.
Okay.
The space cake hover sled is, and what I'm trying to do is like, it's malfunctioning, so it's like, it's not moving super slowly. Like, I'm trying to get control over it, and I'm dressed as the person who's supposed to be in charge of it. So the entire point is that I'm trying to like walk it out.
Minus sleeves.
Yeah, minus sleeves.
Minus sleeves. Okay, gotcha. All right. And like you make it most of the way without problems, but then you can see in the corner of your eye, the mother of the bride is beginning to come into the room at the far corner of the room. She's not here yet, but you know, if she sees something going slightly wrong, it's warpath time.
Yeah, maybe we accelerate. Maybe we make the cake go faster. To get out of the room before she gets here.
Oh, I
The
heard
red
that
velvet ones go faster.
the mother-in-law's vision are based on movement, so I'm not sure how well that's going to work out for you.
The dragon's visions are based.
That's right. And
Is her last name Crate? Or is her first name Crate?
Krates. Yeah, it's a dragon family, and her first name is Krates.
Nice.
Of course it is.
Right. Yeah.
Alright, so I'm tempted to just go over to the mother-in-law and like spout spiritual bullshit at her. You know, it's like, you must be so proud of the joining of your families and the swirls together. Can you feel the love in the room that they're radiating to everyone? With me, feel the love.
Can you feel that the love is cooking? Nice. Oh man, your bad guy's gonna have so many Dwayne the Rock Johnson puns now.
No.
Awesome.
So I'm going to try and help her attune to the spiritual love that is clearly in this room and help her experience it in a way that enhances her day and distracts her from the cake.
Enhances her day. Okay, yes, okay. And you know, she doesn't have any reason to be too super upset yet. So this risky standard seems like the appropriate position with effect.
Alrighty. Yeah.
Oh, they're talking to the mother-in-law at the day of the...
Yeah. But I'm saying how awesome it is, and her daughter is so lucky. So
Yeah, okay.
And you're using the mother like managing voice, right?
Yeah. Well, and like clearly she is so awesome of this beautiful thing, and she's enjoying it. And
she's doing such a good job with
Is
everything so
that
far.
dress a Gorgofor?
yeah, original. Oh my goodness. I think I'm gonna spend a gamut to push myself on this.
Please do.
Because it feels cool and also horsey. I mean, way-y. Sorry.
It's okay.
So, 5.
So on a tune, huh?
Yeah.
So, and you were attempting to tap into.
Well, basically the emotional content of the room, and to help her specifically to the emotional content of the room, which something there and trigger it. Maybe. All right. I was looking at the harm result, and I'm like, well, she is a mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Wait, which harm result?
That's one of the options.
Oh, risk
for-
harm, yeah.
5 harm on a tune.
I mean, harm doesn't have to be physical,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It could simply be that she excruciates you verbally.
Yeah.
Like,
Just because you
yeah,
opened
that's cool.
yourself up, you feel the emotion that much harder.
or
Yep.
oh yeah, and she's not filled with the happy, positive emotions. She's got all that the dark
Yeah.
sidiness.
Well,
Stress and anxiety and
she's a fire-breathing dragon mama, and that's elementally opposed to your water.
That's right.
So,
That's right. That's
Also,
not good for the water tribe.
All right.
And so yeah, and she looks at you like with the haughtiest of dragon looks, and and says like water, you should flow from my presence.
Don't you?
like
have
you
a
better turn to
dragon
Iceman
now?
because otherwise you're gonna get burned.
Okay. Is she just dismissing me, or is this going to be?
It's just snubbed. Yeah, it's just like dismissing.
Okay.
Like, you know.
Oh, I feel sad, but also you're looking at me, so I'm okay with this.
That's true. That's true. That's very true. She does not look at the cake.
Yeah.
Because it's successful, it's just you were harmed in doing, right?
Yep.
So she wanders off to go talk to Stone.
Can you believe this idiot?
Right. After she berates you. Doc, what is your plan here for when the cake?
What is my plan? I mean, how's the cake looking?
The cake's leaving this room.
yeah, so in my
The
mind,
cake-
like I'm moving through the other doorway. The cake is gaining speed, and I'm like waving people away from it. Like, move aside! This cake is
Okay.
worth more than you are.
The cake
Okay.
is gaining speed.
I think I'm going to basically give us the last oomph we need to get out the door, and like start a party game or some music. You know what? Let's play the shoe game. They all know the shoe game, or at least I'll teach them the shoe game.
Oh, do you start hitting a glass or something? You know, so they have
Oh,
to space kiss.
no! I have to
The
get a
space kiss.
I have to
Space
do.
kiss.
No. I'm going to do the space toast, as is tradition at these sorts of weddings, where somebody who has been welcomed into the home tells of the generosity and other fine attributes of the dragon family.
All right. Okay.
So I'm gonna say that's probably a sway roll.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. This is feeling kind of stressful, so I think I'm gonna push myself a little bit to make sure we go the right route on this. And I'm feeling a little gutsy, so I'm gonna spend a gambit on it as well.
Okay.
I think that'll push up.
I'm going to help you by vociferously applauding.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're at position
So-
whiskey.
I just want to stress that. Yeah.
You're trying to influence like a crowd though now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm going all in on the dice.
you can call it limited effect because it's spread over a bunch of people. You could call it. Lowering the position doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense because like the toast isn't going to go horribly wrong, right?
Unless the test goes horribly wrong.
Oh, it could go horribly wrong. However, it's not going horribly wrong yet. Is more the thing.
Yeah, so if you think the toast is probably only going to distract some of the people or only for a couple seconds or something like that, you can lower the effect. Otherwise, you can just sort of wait for him to roll a 4, and
Wait for me to blow chunks on this.
Right.
exactly like call it, or like a 3 would probably be blowing chunks, but like
So-
a 4 would be
But you're already expending a gambit for this, right?
Yeah, I'm expending a gambit. I'm pushing myself. I'm getting help.
Right. I'm sure there's some sort of game mechanic for impacting a larger crowd that I don't know yet. So, but spending a gambit
Pretty
for that
sure
seems reasonable.
If I crit up, I can improve my effect actually.
Let's do
So I
it.
think you can push yourself. So when you push yourself, the most thing we do most often is add a 1 die, right? But you can
Right.
also increase effect size.
I guess I would do that if it's going to be limited. I would probably push up so I can get the standard effect on it.
That feels better.
Yeah. So then I've done that. So I'm still rolling 2 extra dice on it.
Yeah.
So that gives me 3 dice, and everybody's happy, except for me and the one that botched this.
And what would you have to roll 3 1s? Pretty low there, yeah. So you get a whole 6.
No, I got a 6. Hey, I
Right.
got that gambit back. Good job. Good job.
There you go. You don't gain gambits if you spend a gambit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got it. No worries.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So that works.
Still have 1.
Mhm.
So yeah, wonderful, lovely toast. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming today. For the marriage of
Lady to guy.
Guido. I'd say for the marriage of Guido and Lady Guy. Sure, why not? They've been so lovely, and their parents have been great, making sure that we can all get in here, enjoy this hospitality while we celebrate their lovely day together, where they pledge to etch their lives together in the tablet of eternity forever and ever. And it's just great, and we're all happy to be here. Aren't we great? Isn't this a great time, guys? Yeah, it's great.
Just making sure that every eye is on you.
yeah, just going off, making it happen, and then basically by about the time I think that the cake should be out the door, I'll wrap it up and have everybody
Gotcha.
drinking.
And the cake is beginning to careen out the door. It seems to have gathered perhaps more speed than anticipated.
Yeah, I'm imagining like as we make the door, I am like jogging behind the cake.
Oh, it's beautiful.
As it sort of makes its way through this relatively empty back area, but still like, yeah.
Okay.
But it's the receptional hall, right? That not the servants,
Yeah.
but the folks who work there go down, right? So
Okay, yeah.
The service corridor.
yeah, so
There's like staff in here that are like dodging.
right, that are getting in the way, and
They're like
they
fighting against the wall.
right, they're not worried about stopping this cake, right? They want to make sure
No.
that they're all safe, and then like whatever this happens doesn't affect them in the slightest.
Well, yeah, if they're the one that leaves their self-shaped imprint in the cake, that's probably it for
There
them.
will be nowhere
right?
in the
That's-
galaxy that's safe for them.
Sleeping with his
Oh,
face face.
and you know what? Since we've already established the gray aliens is sort of the Quiff Mortys, we're gonna have one in the headlights. The deer in the headlights as the cake is barreling down upon them.
Hold on.
Man, he's gonna get out of the way, or he's gonna
And,
be
like-
sleeping with the space whales.
And the eyes, you can see like the full reflection of the cake in their giant black eyes.
Like, you can see the bride and groom getting bigger anytime.
Yeah.
It's definitely shot from his perspective of the camera.
Move, fool! You fool! I will try to get him to move. If he won't, I'm gonna pull some sort of like sliding knee tackle under the cake as it moves towards him.
Yeah,
Try
he's
to keep him from smashing into it.
he's terrified. He's frozen like a deer, like as they say on their Grace planet, like a gray in when the cake is barreling towards him, like a gray in the cake lights.
like a child staring down a cake. Yeah, no, I wanna try to like bodily move him out of the way, even if it means like I don't want a Kif-shaped imprint in the cake.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
It would add character. It would be a story for the wedding, but I prefer not to have that at this point. So I want to like
Captain Ragnar would not be terribly used by that.
exactly. So Milky's gonna like Sub-Zero slide tackle under the cake.
I feel like this is like an
Trying to take him
SNES game thing happening
Yeah,
here.
down
Exactly.
towards.
Yeah, try to take him out at the knees and get him under the cake as it rolls over the top.
Okay. I do want to see a roll just to see like if you accidentally murder the person.
That's fair, yeah.
Because like a good roll here is you don't accidentally murder the person.
Yes, the good roll is I don't murder the
Whoa.
person.
So like a resist roll, but for them.
I don't think he has any prowess though. He's a gray. We've
The
already
good news is he doesn't have any
established
bones either, though. So it's nothing to break. Yeah, that sounds like a scrap roll to me.
Yeah.
Is this risky,
Or like-
Mike?
I mean, that sounds hilarious. Yes. You're sliding under the cake. If things go wrong, things could go very wrong.
Well, I was gonna say, is it risky or desperate? Like,
It's risky.
okay.
Yeah.
Effects is standard, I assume.
So things won't get desperate, I think, until we botch really hard.
Okay, so I have when striking in melee, you gain 1 die.
Mhm.
Does that apply here?
Yeah.
Okay,
Totally.
nailed it. No,
Good job.
2 4s.
2 4s.
All right. So risky. You grab his wrist, but he twirls with the wrist gun for keep hands up a pin. So reduced effect. Okay.
Yeah, because like the bad outcome here is either he gets hit by the cake, or I hurt him, basically, right?
Okay.
Does he get hit by the hollow sled? The horse sled?
Yeah.
How about this? I could create a clock for cake damage.
Oh god!
Oh boy.
I'm into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, let's do this. We're here.
I would like to resist Kif face planting in the cake.
I think with a 4, the complication is that the cake takes 1 damage.
One tick of damage.
1
Yeah.
damage. How big is my cake clock?
I mean I don't know how to get clocks to show up. So like the first person to create a clock can abuse their authority here.
I think I don't know what to do from here.
It's in
We
the
might
ship
have to
guide.
add clocks actually. I
There's a
don't
way
know.
to- No, clocks.
No,
are
there's
easy.
clocks on your sheet. Yeah.
Oh, are there?
Yes, there is absolutely a place for clocks. There it is. Lower right.
Yeah, it just shows up on your sheet though. I don't know.
It's
Ah.
like 8
Well, then I will make it a 12-segment clock. What's my clock here, boss?
damage.
Yeah, but what's how big's my clock? I'm not gonna like.
What are the clock sizes? Like 4?
Yeah, it's
4,
even
6,
numbers. 6, 8, 12. Or 6, 8.
Let's go 6.
Cake quality. 6 segments.
We just took 1.
I think I'm gonna let Kif faceplant in the cake. Yeah, that's fine. Fine. I'm sorry, Kif.
And then let me know where the cake winds up so that the cake clock winds up so I can find it.
Alright, so yeah, that's one tick on the cake clock.
Yeah, right now it'll just be on Zach's sheet. I think.
Yep.
Is it under character?
It's under character mode, down there below.
Oh, I'm actually thinking of a clock, and this is just not a clock.
Yeah, like on the board, but I don't know how to do that either.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think when we did blades, Andrew made clocks for blades. So if we do this again, we'll just steal those.
Yeah.
I need to.
If we
flip
beg
them up.
him.
Yeah.
So I do like how these are space clocks and they're little bar graphs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah, it counts up in it.
or like I want to watch this tick up the time. Okay, so the
Yeah.
cake has a small amount of Kif print on it.
Great. Does Kif have like cake across his face, like his
A
eyes?
little bit
are
of
covered in cake?
tiramisu frosting.
I think that's funnier if the Kif has to, or if the gray has to go like this across their abnormally large black shiny eyes
Mhm.
to see again.
After like
That's-
me and the cake are moving past, yeah.
Yeah, like you kick the guy and he falls face first from the cake. It's not like
Yeah.
I mean, so you're successful in that it doesn't stop,
Yeah.
right?
And it would have been. It could have done more damage to the cake. right? If I did
Right.
Yeah.
It just gets
It's-
a little off the bottom, and if we like move some frosting over, it'll look all right by the end.
Yeah.
It's a glancing cake blow.
He didn't give any like important embellishments or anything either.
Yeah.
And a little bit of it just adds to the story, right?
That's right.
You
That's
know?
right.
And in worst case, you put that one corner in the back and nobody sees it.
Yeah, we just put that one in the corner, and it's just
Yeah. I mean, that just adds to the clearly this was stolen, vibe.
All right. So Zach, I think you've gotten the cake out of the building at this point.
Nice. Then I'm going to continue jogging along behind it, trying to draw no more than a runaway speeding wedding cake
Would
at
normally
a
draw.
daughter's wedding would attract, as I sort of mime the fact that it's out of control and try to steer it surreptitiously towards.
The space fan.
Yeah.
I think Water left the main room probably by the wrong door and has wandered his way back to the van almost by accident because
Okay.
he
Yeah.
does that. And he'll start getting it ready to make the escape.
All right. Doc, are you still in the reception hall?
Doc is still in the reception hall, unfortunately. He is now realizing it is time to go. And
So Doc, you realize it's time to go at the exact moment where you hear the voice of a Craig to Dragon speaking in a hushed tone that was nonetheless heard by everyone in the room. Where is the cake? I don't know. Where
At that
is
point,
the
they
cake?
go to Snooki in the yard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, basically, there will also be like a Doc-shaped outline of space dust.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
At that point.
All right.
Well, all right. So, do we now cut to the chase scene?
Yeah. I think that's it's
Well,
the
'cause,
cake is in a space lift. I'm gonna go ahead and steal that directly from chat. You've got your space rental vehicle.
Yep. I
Space
pop out a
lift.
communicator and it's like, "Yo, Pep, you ready? We're going."
This cake is leaving the state.
Oh, by the rings of Razan.
Yeah, we should really do a chase scene.
Feels like that's some clocks going up there.
Yeah, these clock things. Close all the player character sheets and see if because I saw a clock somewhere here.
Yeah, there should be
They
clocks
might
on
be
the
under
ship.
your assets. Yeah.
Actually, it's under the ship stuff. Actually, right under comms.
Oh,
That's a clock for the ship, though.
Well, it's also like crew clocks.
Yeah, it's essentially clocks that we can use when we need to do the thing. I don't think there's one for Yeah, it's gonna be probably what we use. I mean, when I'm doing wave, that's where I put things I want them in general to keep track of. So. I'm streaming.
Cake clocks.
Cake.
Delicious cake. We have 2 strikes escape. Cake health. Oh boy.
Oh no!
My poor cake.
Sweet cake. Incoming action.
Oh, interesting. That's really interesting. Okay.
Yeah, no, I see where this is going. I see this clock.
Okay, so yes. Just the cake had 6 health or 8 health.
You said
6
6.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I think this is how race would work in this game. I think I looked it up. Yeah.
It works however you want it to, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't. Okay. So yeah.
Sure.
But I like this way because the way I would assume it goes is we want to fill up our clock before the Ashen Knives fill up theirs.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
While maintaining the cake going slow.
Yeah, I mean, I want to get the ship involved in something as well because the ship hasn't been yet. But I think this is you guys are on the mule on your way back to the ship sort of thing. So
Yeah.
this fits. All right, so you're dodging traffic in the what's the name of the place that I called this?
Aphrodite.
Aphrodite.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Right, in the Pearls of Aphrodite is the name of this cluster, right, of all these little these small domed islands floating beneath this Dyson sphere-like container. That's gonna look like a clamshell because that's like hilarious. Your vehicle is racing. Like you've reached the vehicle's top speed of like 50 space miles per hour, and now you've got these Ashen Knives in like the equivalent of like a space pickup truck, right? They're bearing down on you and they're like hanging off the side. Or is it like the Roaring '20s cars? The point is that there's people on the runners.
Like a sedan. They've got like the coupe sedan with the suicide doors and everything.
Yeah. Yes. That's
a
what
hover
we're doing.
coupe.
A hover coupe. Hover coupe. Zach, that was a massive frown right there.
Well, I'm just saying, like I have an answer.
Yeah? What's the answer?
Please.
Does it come with its own launcher?
Thus spoke Zarathustra. is clearly the answer to this, right?
Let's see that answer, man.
All right, so I am going to mark on my sheet. Can I switch to and/or heavy loadout car here?
I mean, you can say that you had your gun in the car. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
reasonable.
we brought Zarathustra with us, clearly.
Yeah.
I'm going to mark
You
3
brought that
load.
Zarathustra with you. I didn't think we would need it.
I'm going to mark 3 load for Zarathustra, 2 for Zarathustra, and 1 for detonators.
Okay.
I want to pick up. I'm imagining like I know how to use this thing because we use mining or something. Like this is like some piece of industrial equipment.
Right. It launches remote controlled detonator mines, not for combat purposes, but for blasting like rock.
Yeah.
Okay, you ever tried spice mining without a detonator? Not
Exactly.
a free sites.
Exactly. I, however, have rigged it. And she handed it down to me, but like I've rigged it up to where the detonators, there's no fuse anymore to them, right? They just like hit, impact, and explode. It's a massive safety issue, but we'll come back to that later.
Yeah.
So yeah, I imagine we're like driving. It's that scene from like every Hong Kong chase scene involving a van, right? Where they're like, we're here, and they're in their coupe coming at us. Like they got 2 guys hanging out the windows with big repeating blasters or whatever shooting at us.
Right. They're like steadying it on the roof, and they're just like, hold it steady, and like, and there's red and green blaster bolts flying everywhere.
Exactly, and like the back doors open, and I'm standing there with this giant like launcher, this like underslung launcher,
backlit by the cake.
Yeah, backlit by the cake because the cake is clearly fluorescent, right? The cake is like frosting, it's like fluorescing everywhere.
Yeah.
Water is like in the front. You can see the back of Water's head as they're driving, and Doc has himself pressed all the way up against one side of the back of the van, away from me and my crazy piece of equipment.
Yep, exactly.
Why are you opening the door?
At that point, there's a deep thump that like reverberates through the carrier.
Okay.
Yeah, I should make the space fan go faster.
It propels the hover.
We're just like, yeah, exchange of momentum. It's a thing.
All right. There's a high possibility for side effects or for like casualties, right?
Oh yes.
I think Zach is kind of looking for that desperate roll.
This could go real bad, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm into that.
Let's get some dice on that.
All right. So this is scrapping. I'm scrapping. Am I looking at a desperate roll here, boss?
I mean, I think yes. The side effect of this is going to be heat for sure.
Oh yeah. No, this comes with heat. When I pull this out, heat shows up.
Okay, cool.
Would you say this is going to be a limited effect?
No.
Okay.
No, nothing about Zarathustra. Zarathustra sounds limited.
I'm going to go ahead and push myself. Would anyone else like to add?
I'm already pretty tense right now, Chieftain.
That's fair. That's fair. That's a normal reaction.
I think there's probably a Gambit left.
Yeah, there is one Gambit if you want to go.
I'm gonna, try and line up a perfect shot as I'm driving this for you. I'll help you out.
Well, yeah, or like without even trying to, you just like.
Oh yeah.
Ride
Tap
the
into the
waves,
way.
right?
I was already basically like, if I have to make a roll for how to get there, it's probably going to be a tune because it sounds cool, and going through the streams of traffic and blah blah blah.
Going with the flow.
Nice.
All right, let's see how many ones I can roll on 4 dice.
That's
Roughly that many?
Jesus Christ!
Wow.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay, so tell me the bad shit, and then I would like to resist. Thank you.
It's the worst outcome. You suffer severe harm, a complication occurs, or you lose this opportunity. You were the one who says there's no fuses on these things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like it hits a pigeon, like a foot away from it, and just down.
Okay. So I want to leverage my prop.
Wait,
right.
a space pigeon or just a normal pigeon?
It's
This is
space.
important.
We'll go with space pigeon.
Like what?
Yeah.
What kind of bird am I, Space Randy Johnson? Right now.
It's
So
you remember that thing where the bird exploded when the pitcher hit it with a softball?
That's what he was just
Exactly.
saying.
Yeah.
Randy Johnson.
it's Randy Johnson. Yeah. So I'm gonna resist that. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say that the bird flies by, right? And like I'm about to go, and then like don't for just a second, and the bird and I have a moment as it flies past. It's like a John Woo movie where there's like a dove.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's like
It floats through.
about to go by.
Right?
Do you have a thing for birds? Do you just not willingly hurt birds?
Maybe. Well, okay, so maybe here's the thing, right? And maybe I'll change. Like maybe because I'm a lizard person, right?
Right.
Maybe we're like.
Are they
angels?
angels?
Maybe. Yeah, like maybe we have some sort of weird religious thing with birds. I don't know. We'll come back to
Birds are a
that.
sacred animal, is drow to spider, is lizard person to bird.
They're flying lizard ancestors.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. So
Wait,
I am
lizards evolved from birds in this galaxy.
I'm gonna roll prowess with no bonus dice because fuck that noise. There I get a 5.
Yep.
Boom.
Yeah. Only
So
one stress.
yeah, so Micah, your option at this point, you can make the situation slightly less terrible,
Right.
or yeah, it's up to you whether you want to like discount it all the way or like okay, bad shit still happens though.
So
That's entirely
the cake, I think, is safe, right?
okay.
If that's the good
The
thing.
cake is safe, and that is our new tagline.
Right. The cake is
Three
safe.
strikes. The
Nice.
cake is safe.
The cake is safe, and you suffer less harm. Right.
Awesome. What is less harm?
So it was severe normally, right? You've
Step down to normal harm.
right. So and I believe you have armor,
Yes, I do, and I will be spending that.
right? And which I believe knocks it down to like 1 or 0.
Okay.
All right. That is an amazing place. We're gonna put a pin in this cake right now, and we're gonna find some time to finish the great cake heist.
Yeah, this is beautiful. This is just beautiful.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, this is awesome. Thank you all very much for watching. This was a blast. I hate to end it, but I gotta turn it off here. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like your favorite cake artist. Put them down in the comments of the video or something. I don't know.
Cake boss.
That's right, your favorite cake boss, right?
The cake boss.
Cake doctor. Your favorite cake doctor.
Your favorite cake doctor. Next week, we're tentatively scheduled to return to Legacy. Maybe we do some sort of Legacy space, Scum and Villainy. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Legacy Scum and Villainy.
Yeah, or some sort of I don't know. We need a day between another day of gaming to figure this out. So.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, info.